Revolution's on, ways of old are gone, heroes been replaced, but I could save your day. You know I only write the fast thing, you know I only do it my way. Can't say in one place, it's not the catch, it's the chase. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah!
Hey Aussie gamers and honorary Aussie gamers from around the world, welcome to episode 82. Today is Thursday, the 18th of June 2015, and you're listening to the Aussie Gamers Express podcast, the podcast that is bringing E3 to the land down under. I am your host, LewkOne, and joining me as usual is our good friend Red.
Hey man, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh man, I think I'm sort of suffering from positive hypertension.
Oh, well, that's a good and bad thing at the same time, I'd imagine.
I'm keen.
Yeah, me too.
I'm keen for November.
Also not joining us this week, unfortunately, is our other great friend, Thorncliff, who can't make it this week because he's welcoming a new family member into his life. He's got a new little bubble that's just arrived a couple of days ago, and he's organising all that stuff with his wife coming home from hospital. So we wish him well, and we're very sorry that he can't be here with us.
Yes, exactly. Maybe he could go play a tutorial or something and make himself feel better.
A good 20 minutes of his life. However, I do think he will have something to say at some stage during the podcast. We'll see how that pans out. Alright, before we start, here's this week's show in preview, and it's going to be a big one, so I'm going to need a massive breath of air to try and get it out in one saying. But this, I should just quickly explanation, this week's show is not going to follow the usual program, as we're very excited to cover E3 for 2015 this week. So it's going to be a very special covering of E3. And so we won't have the usual stuff, but next week we'll be back to normal. All right, so we will be covering the following. I'm going to need a couple of breaths, I think. This is massive. Doom, Dishonored 2, Dishonored Definitive Edition, Fallout 4, Halo 5 Guardians, Recore, Xbox One, EA Access, Dark Souls 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rare Replay Collection, Microsoft HoloLens, Gears 4 and Gears Ultimate Edition, Mass Effect Andromeda, Need for Speed, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Star Wars Battlefront, South Park, Fractured But Whole, Trials Fusion, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon Wildlands, The Division, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, PlayStation 4, The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, Street Fighter V, No Man's Sky, Destiny, Final Fantasy VII, Uncharted 4, Star Fox Zero, and Just Cause 3. Oh, yeah, that was only 2 breaths. That was amazing. So, massive list of things to get through there. So, without further ado, let's kick off with our first thing. Now, I want to talk about Doom. Now, Bethesda kicked off the E3 this week and announced a bit more information and showed some gameplay of Doom. Red, you lost your mind watching this, didn't you?
I lost my shit with the whole Bethesda conference.
I know, Bethesda really wet your whistle, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And to be honest, and a majorly big part thanks to you guys, this is the real first conference I've ever sat down and watched, and it just so happened to be their first one. But there was so much promised in their lineup that it was almost like, oh, here, Red, have a serving of your fucking childhood. You know, exactly. So, yeah, Doom and Fallout. I know I wasn't so much of a child, but I was a child at around 20s. So.
Child at heart. Yeah,
man. So, Doom, mate, it delivers, eh? The violence and the gore, and it just what was I saying while watching it? It made you really think about the nostalgia aspect, because they've tried to get like the weapon fire, the different weapons, the speed, and the whole demonic aspect of it, and just really made it look very, very good.
Well, it really did feel like a Doom game. Well, not feel like, but it looked like, obviously, from watching the video, it looked like it would feel like a Doom game. Which, yeah, I mean, that kind of probably sounds a little bit strange, but I remember playing Doom back on my 486 PC and having a window scaled down, things like that, and
Yep.
and the speed at which that you moved and strafed and shot, and the projectiles when you would feel and see the bullets or whatever the
pulses or
pulses
the rockets.
coming out.
Yeah.
It all had that same look and feel, even though it was super duper great graphics and all that sort of stuff. So
It's pretty.
it looks like they've made a really good effort and have achieved making a new Doom game that still feels very Doom, which I think that would be really hard to do considering the time difference and the technological advances from back when Doom was first released. So it's looking pretty amazing. I've got a couple of things that we'll mention about Doom. They didn't give a release date, but they said that it's going to be autumn 2016. So that's autumn here. I think I've already done the the conversion, because that's one thing that really annoyed me about most of these conferences. They always refer to, it's coming this fall, it's coming in spring and things like that. It's only local to where they are, so they're only talking America. And I've argued this over and over and over. What they should say, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, because that's the same everywhere in the world.
Yep.
Whereas if you say spring, it's a completely different part of the year, spring over in America, than it is in Australia.
Yeah, you got to do a real quick fucking mathematical equation in your head and figure out when it is and use your fingers and everything. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, coming this spring. You're like, when's that?
Summer, autumn, winter, spring. So it's summer. It's in autumn and January, February.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Just say first quarter. Damn it.
Yeah, so we're looking February to March.
Yeah.
February to April.
So, anyway, that's just my arguments with all these stupid Americans doing these conferences. But they also announced Doom Snap Map, which is a level creator for Doom. But the best part about it is that you can play the levels that are created on PC on your console.
How good's that?
So it's going to be, and what I like about level creators, I'm terrible at them. I can never make anything worth telling anyone to try out. But the best part about it is I see a level creator is just infinite free DLC. Because there are gifted people out there that make amazing things that the developers haven't even achieved using the tools that they're given, and I can just download that in 2 seconds and play it. That's the best thing about it.
And the good thing about, you mentioned that you can play from PC onto console. You'd almost insist that it'd be easy to create on the PC with the mouse and whatnot.
Oh yeah, arguably that would be absolutely true. Like, I've tried playing the level editor on Trials Fusion, and it's just impossible to do. Not only is it very hard because it's very in depth, but using a controller as well is a nightmare. Trying to move around in a 3D world using sticks to create something is hard to do. I would dare say, not that I've tried it, but I reckon a level editor on PC would be a lot better. Well, yeah, that's a good point. It's similar. It'd be similar to your controls in Minecraft, and that's easy to use. Easier to play on a PC as well.
Right. Yep. And should we mention with that Snap Map? I think there's three different playable co-op game modes for each map that's created. So you have like your objective-based maps, and then you've got like a horde survival and a wave defense. So I think there was one other one that I'm not too sure of, thinking back now. But yeah, all the maps created are playable in co-op.
Yeah, that's really cool. So that's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So no last generation here.
Yes.
But that's going to happen. With all these games, they can't hold themselves back for too long.
No, and the one thing, especially Thorncliff's been a catalyst of it for a long time, he's been screaming out for an arena-style multiplayer game, like your Unreal tournaments and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I thought watching the multiplayer reveal on it also, because I think they did actually state it's an arena-style multiplayer and rah-da-rah-da-rah, and I'm like, oh, it's what we want. Yes, finally, in one complete edition.
If it's not, you could probably make one.
There
you go.
Touche.
But it's going to be very hard. It's going to be a bit punishing like the original. There's not going to be any health regeneration, which is, again, similar to Wolfenstein when they remade that. you're going to have to work for your health packs to get your health back, kill people and stuff. So yeah, Doom will be high on the list for a lot of people, and I look forward to giving it a try.
Absolutely.
All right, anything else to say on Doom, Red?
Nah, just looking forward to it.
All right, let's move along to Dishonored 2, and they've also announced a Dishonored Definitive Edition. So once again, they've given us an autumn 2016 release window for Dishonored 2. And look, I can't speak too much about Dishonored because I don't think either of us have actually played the original. Is that right?
No, as I said, we'll probably have a little bit more to say about Dishonored 2 in a couple of weeks because that was the window of release for the definitive edition for next-gen consoles.
That's right. Yeah, the definitive edition they said would be a matter of weeks away. So
yeah, I got more from the chat that they had with the two developers.
Yeah,
backstage as opposed to the conference up on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they seem to bumble around a little bit more like your typical nerds. So they were just the people asking the questions were getting some pretty good answers because they figured they had them bumbling around and everything like that. So
they were all giddy and excited themselves to have it released.
Exactly, finally. And this, as we should say, this is Bethesda's first. I think we said earlier this is their first. So obviously there wasn't a whole lot of practice from these guys, but yeah, a couple of weeks away, and the only real thing I got from Dishonored 2, other than watching what I watched in the conference and the video and the like the gameplay trailer, is I think from what I've got, there's two storylines. You play as either Corvo, who was an original character, or this Emily Caldwin, who was a child in the original.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, because this is 15 years on.
Oh, okay.
I've done a little reading. 15 years on, and you could actually, because what I've heard about Dishonored, and of course I've also seen it on the trophy list. You can go through the whole game without killing somebody, or you can go through the whole game and massacre everyone. And depending on your actions in the game, is how Corvo, the main character in number 1, is perceived by Emily Caldwin, who is actually the next playable character in number 2. If that all makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, she forms an opinion of you based on how you play the game.
Based on your gameplay style, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look, these once again, there's quite a few types of games out there that don't generally appeal to me, and Dishonored was one of them. And so I never played it, but I can feel my taste buds, my video game taste buds, are changing or maturing, if you will, over the years, and I'm very interested in trying the Dishonored Definitive Edition to give it a go to find out what the game's all about. If I still don't like it, I won't bother with Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, there we go. That's the luxury we have on the current generation, isn't it? For every new game we get a re-release.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've got a striking suspicion that I probably will like it at least.
So do I, because it's going to have a lot of feel. You'll feel like Dying Light a little bit as well, with the whole first person and the jumping around and whatnot. Just from the things I've seen.
Yeah, but
the gameplay itself should gel.
It looks quite strong with story as well. I think it'll appeal to a lot of people that like a good storyline that's pretty in depth and not silly.
Well, that's probably why Weeksy enjoyed it.
Yeah, he played it, didn't he? Yeah. So I'll definitely give the definitive edition a go. Set me up for Dishonored 2, so which will be out some point next year. All right, let's move on and have a chat about the big one. All right, we'll get this one out of the way early so we're not rambling on it too much. But Red.
Yes, my friend.
Did
you hear me screaming?
I did, yes. Well, look, we streamed live the Bethesda presentation on Twitch, and we were all chatting over the top of that. And oh my God, yeah, you wet your pants by the sounds of things.
I did, man. Well, I'll tell you why. 10th of November 2015, release date this year. I've been banging on about it. I said, yep, we're going to get it this year. It's going to come. It's going to come. Not looking to jinx a bloody delay or something like that, but as soon as they announced it, because the Vault 111, then it expanded and went 10th of the 10th of the 11th 2015, and went yeah, and I had to leave. I had to put the mic down and go have a cigarette. Actually,
calm yourself down.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this game, man, and and I know you haven't played number 3, and you've attempted it, and through no fault of your own have you not been able to play it. So hopefully we can organise the console for you. But this game, well, Fallout 3, I won't spend too much time there, but that was one of the biggest, best games that I've ever played, and I played it in a time in my life when video games were really nurturing to me. I needed stress-free environment, and just the way that Bethesda held it back, they never teased anything for the last 6-12 months, and there was no reveals, and there was no leakages and everything like that. All my emotions pumped up, and then after watching the videos, the gameplay trailers, if you will, and listening to what they had to say about it, I just lost me shit. There's so much better in this game than in number 3 with construction and exploration and salvaging. It's basically the post-apocalyptic game that we've all wanted and just had a taste test of with the likes of 3 and whatnot like that. So, yeah, what do I say?
Nice. So the things that I took away for it, because I know next to nothing about Fallout series, because I've never actually played one, or played enough of one to be able to claim I've played it. But it's going to have some real big crafting abilities added to the buildings and the guns.
Yep, that's new.
Which looked quite interesting, and I think it was Jason that mentioned the gun crafting was very Dead Space like. With Dead Space 3, how you could piece all the gun pieces together, kind of like a Lego construction set. You could just swap bits out and make it bigger and better, and which is really cool, because you might have a certain aspect to your gun that you like, but you're moving on and want something bigger and beefier. But you can just take that part of it that you like and stick it onto a bigger and better gun, so it still has that same feel that you enjoyed from the previous gun. That's kind of the idea that I get from what they've explained. So it looks really cool.
Well, it just emphasises the whole RPG aspect. You go do this mission, you've got to wander through a cave with rad roaches and whatnot like that. So you take in a heavy, quick-firing pistol and everything like that, but the laser pistol you got does so much damage, but then you've got to go out on a big exploration in the open. Well, you take that to your workbench and turn it into a fucking rifle.
Yeah. Cool. In just a quick sum up, Red, can you explain to me what is Fallout?
Okay, disregard Fallout 1 and 2. Fallout 3, as it's depicted in the trailer for number 4, there was a blast, an atomic blast, if you will, just decimated everything. You're elected. You were born in the vault in number 3, so your father, Liam Neeson, was a doctor. And you were born into a vault, so all you knew was concrete surroundings and monitors and everything like that. And through betrayal or whatever the case may be, because everything in the game is, not everything, you've got a basic storyline, but you make choices that does directly affect the next 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 days of gameplay. So you head out into the wasteland, and you're there, you're on your own, you've got nothing to your name. So then you start to forge alliances, or you do the whole sneaky with surrounding settlements and everything like that. And basically, as far as number 3 is concerned, you're on the search for your father, whether you find him or not. I don't know, spoiler. I'm not going to go into it too much. But it's a post-apocalyptic survival RPG where your choices matter. There are multiple factions, and depending on which one you choose to align yourself with or betray, changes the story again. And basically, the aim of the game is to repopulate in a harmonious surrounding. And in order to do that, you've got to take either A, B, or C down, or cooperate with A, B, or C, sort of thing. So,
now, who are your enemies?
Everyone.
No, but what are they?
You have mutants, you have mutant creatures, you have bandits, you have the Enclave being a more superior race of just humans, but they're more superior in their...
so there's no aliens or anything? It's just mutated things?
Yeah, there is aliens-style creatures in a DLC, but as a stock standard, mutated creatures and mutated humans, so your mutants, full stop, and humans. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well,
And radiation. I should say radiation is a big enemy. It's a non-seen one.
oh yeah, well that'd be the whole Fallout part there. So what is it? Just
Yeah.
areas that you can't go in because it's got radiation, or
Yeah, yeah, and if you like, because in order to heal, you won't regen. You can drink from a puddle. So your trade-off is 20 HP for 3 or 4 points of radiation poisoning, because you can get so much radiation before it's affecting you.
Mm.
But then it pushes you. You got to go back and heal properly at a doctor or pay for a freaking bed. That's worse. Paying to sleep. God damn it.
We all do that in one way or another.
Yeah, tell me about it. But yeah, so yeah, they're your main enemies, and so you're going for a harmonious outcome basically. And Fallout 4 looks to pump that up and just make it pretty. And
So $189 special edition with a Pip-Boy.
Yes,
You
which is sold out.
a Pip. Yeah, it is sold out, isn't it? So you
Yep.
get the Pip-Boy, that thing on your arm, right? The big smartwatch thing.
Yep.
That's like the size of 8,000 iPhones. Would you want that? Whether or not you can, will, or whatever, would you want that?
No is the question answer. No, I wouldn't.
It's well, maybe to sit on the shelf, but you'd never use it, would you?
No. No, as I said, I was looking through Google the other day. I'd prefer a T-shirt or something like that, something more practical.
Yeah. Now,
But as we said, $190 and everything with on the specials that come out fortnightly, and the amount of games that have just been fucking thrown at us in a 4-month period, I'd rather save that $100, thanks.
well, and I think Weeksy did a bit of research on it. Apparently, it doesn't even come with any DLC. Well,
No, I just heard that from Refamir also. There's no DLC in the Pip-Boy edition. It's
whether or not
just
there will be any, or it just
There will
hasn't
be.
been sort of announced as yet. But it doesn't come with that $189 anyway, which is
No, and it won't be limited to that either.
no. There you go. Oh, and I just want to stipulate, if anybody's unsure, but the Pip-Boy, that thing on the wrist thing, that little computer thingy, it doesn't actually come with a screen. You've got to put your mobile phone into it. I thought it was like a unit and was going to be very
Yeah, you go, oh, you're fucking $500. There we go.
yeah, but no, it's just a plastic unit that you stick your phone into. So all it is a holder.
And a couple of LEDs, yeah.
Yeah, so no, I think if I was going to use it at all, I'd just use the smartphone app on my phone.
Yeah, as we said, big for cosplayers and big for people that have the money in order to collect.
Yeah, but anyway. All right, let's move along. We'll just have a quick mention. Fallout Shelter as well came out on the day, so it's available now on iOS only. So on your iPad, maybe your iPhone. I didn't actually check that, but it's just a free-to-play game. It's got no paywalls. It's Fallout-esque, kind of like Tiny Tower.
Yep.
Different graphics, obviously, but it's
And humour. Right.
and what? Sorry.
Humour. Very Fallout humour.
Oh, okay. None of it made any sense to me. You don't need any internet connection to play it. It's not one of those games, and it's about 200 megabytes to download. So, and yeah, look, it's like any of those free-to-play games where, you'll leave it and they'll do their thing, and you'll come back to it later when you're taking a poo or something like that. But yeah, you don't actually have to wait for things to build. If you can afford it, you can build it, and it's there. So, it's very premium for a free-to-play game rather than having to pay all the extra stuff. But there is microtransactions, so you can get those. All right, well let's move on. We'll just quickly breeze through the next few because I'm not particularly. I know I'll probably get crucified for saying this sort of thing, but I'm not particularly interested too much on the next one. But I do have a little bit of interest. It's Halo 5 Guardians.
I'm here for moral support.
Yeah, I know you're not that into it. Look, I've got an Xbox One, so I will give Halo 5 Guardians a go. I have the Master Chief Collection, and I've played through the first Halo and part of the second one. I sort of started to fade away. It was a bit too much Halo for me. It's quite a good story from what I've come through so far with the Master Chief stuff. But Halo 5 Guardians, a little bit more information on that. The cutscenes were pretty cool. Nathan Fillion is in it.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that?
No, I haven't, but I like Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, just like in Advanced Warfare where you had I always lose his name. Joel from The Last of Us. What's
Oh, Matt Park, Troy
close.
Baker.
Troy Baker. Fuck. That's why you should make extra notes. Yes, like with Advanced Warfare, it had Troy Baker in it, his likeness, and also Kevin Spacey. Nathan Fillion is in Halo 5 playing a character called Buck. So it's actually his voice and his face and character and all that sort of stuff in it, which is pretty cool. And there's also one of the guys, you probably haven't, but the Nightfall series, did you ever watch them?
No.
The Halo TV show. Well, that's quite a good TV show, and I don't know his name, but there's a character in that's also in it. He's the black leader guy. His face is in Halo 5 as well, so that looks pretty cool. They announced a big thing as well. They're going to have like a PvE multiplayer, which they didn't really clarify too much about it, but was very intriguing. It looked kind of like a Destiny version in Halo.
Go figure.
Yeah, where
Nathan Fillion's in Destiny as well, and then there's Bungie.
He is too. So yeah, like you can run around with all your mates in sort of like a big MMO environment. But PvE stands for player versus everything. So it'd be you and your mates and versus, I don't know if it's going to be other players or just AIs or whatever. But that looks very interesting and could be very promising for the Halo series. So that's coming at some stage in our lifetime. I don't know if did they give a release for that? They might have.
No, you would have written it down.
Yeah, I suppose, unless I missed it. I do have those moments sometimes. But anyway, it's coming soon. Move on. What do we got next? Recall. Now,
yes. This
one looked really cool. Coming sort of a bit left from center and from nowhere was a new IP called Recall, RECORE, and it's from the makers of Metroid Prime. So it's got a heavy emphasis on robotics and things like that, futuristic stuff. It's an Xbox One exclusive, and they only showed like a cinematic cutscene for it. There was no gameplay or anything like that, but it looked quite neat. With this girl and her robot. And the cool part in it's like a robot dog.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And it got touchy-feely when the dog protected her by blowing itself up. You're like, oh, the poor thing, it sort of protected its owner, but now it's dead. But she walked up to it and picked up this glowing ball orb thing, kind of a little bit bigger than a basketball.
Its core.
Its core, yeah, exactly. And carried it over to an old, rusted-out piece of shit robot that was on the ground and put it in that, and it woke back up. I imagine that's the life force of whatever the robot is. And so instead of it being a dog now, it was now a big robot thing, like humanoid thing. So
look out for puzzles.
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is probably your companion may change throughout the game. So instead of just having the dog with you, it'll change to a robot. It'll change to maybe a car or a flying thing. And you'll have all different companions, but it's the same personality throughout all of them. So you'll have that companionship, but you'll have that ability to, alter things. Yeah, like you said, maybe for puzzles or different parts of the levels. Yeah, different situations. So it looks kind of cool. You can never really take too much away from cinematic trailers like that, where it's all cutscene. It didn't actually look like gameplay as well. It wasn't in-game or in-engine. It looked like just the CG thing. But the themes that it projected look really good. So
and you know what? Xbox have got a heap of exclusives that I just wouldn't play like by choice, given the array of stuff I already have. But if this popped up, I'd play this.
But there's one thing I don't know. Like, we don't know if it's going to be a massive
is it
production or if it's going to be like a $20 or $30.
It's $30 like a Magica.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. They did say it's an exclusive first-party franchise, which makes me think it's going to be a big production, like a 10, 12-hour game versus a smaller style game, like you said, Magica or something like that. But anyway, time will tell. Another thing they've said is spring 2016, which should be early next year for us. But anyway, we'll obviously touch on that more when we get more
info.
information. Now, big thing. Let's move on here. A big part of this is probably my favourite part of the entire E3, and not everyone's, but because I have seen some varying opinions on the internet, which is strange because I formed my own, and then I obviously saw other people's, but I'm standing strong with mine. Xbox One. Now, Microsoft had a really big E3, and I think makes up for their blunder a couple of years ago when they first announced the Xbox One, and then following that wasn't very great. Now I think they're starting to pick it up, and they're starting to get the picture and listening to people. So although not a game, the things that they announced for the console, the life of the Xbox One, is very promising. So the biggest thing there that I was impressed with was Xbox One backwards compatibility was announced. So the Xbox One will be able to play Xbox 360 games, just like the 360 did. So it's a full 100% emulation. But not only can you play the games on your Xbox One, you'll also be able to play with your mates that are still on the Xbox 360. So all of the multiplayer and online features will be there. But you will also be able to use all of the Xbox One's features with the 360 games. So you can take screenshots, you can record video, you can stream, things like that. All of that stuff will be there for you as well. Now, at the present moment, there's only, I think, 21 games on the list that you can play from the 360, but it's only available at this present time to the Xbox preview members. So if you're not a member of that, then you'll obviously have to wait till I think later this year, around holiday season, they say, so probably around November, December. It's probably more so December. It'll be rolled out to the masses. So I haven't actually tried it yet, because the way it works is, which is probably, I understand why they, I understand why they have to do it this way, but it is a bit annoying, especially for Aussies, is that if you, like I put in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1 is one of the backwards compatible games. You put it in, it recognises the disc, it brings up a little picture of the game, but it needs to download the entire game from the server to be able to play it. So it doesn't install from your disc. Your disc is essentially the digital rights, so the DRM, the digital rights management. So they know that you own it, you must put the disc in to play it. So you put the disc in, it acknowledges, okay, you own the disc. I'll now download from the store. So it downloads the game for you. So as an example, Mass Effect 1 is about a 7 gigabyte download. So I couldn't try that immediately. So I have downloaded that overnight now. So I've got that to try, which I'll talk about how it works next week in next week's show. But I'm really keen to give that a try. So all the dashboard for the 360 is all there. It's exactly like, not the dashboard, I shouldn't say, the pop-up menu. When you press the Xbox button,
I was going to say the PS button.
the
Xbox button, yeah.
Essentially the same thing. It'll pop up that the guide. The Xbox guide is what they call it. That'll come up exactly the same as what the 360 did. So you'll be able to play it like usual. Now with the saves, so if you had saves on the cloud on your Xbox 360, you will be able to bring them down on your Xbox One. So your profile, if it's saved onto your console, I don't believe you'll be able to bring it across, but if it will work with the cloud. So all your saves should be there. I mean, I use the cloud anyway, so I'd imagine most people won't have any issues with that. But I'm really excited for that. That's cool. Now, there's apparently by the time it's released to the masses, there's going to be about 100 games available. So there's another sort of 80-odd games that are going to be backwards compatible by the end of the year. And they've claimed that most of the first-party games will all be there. So I'd imagine they're talking about games like Gears of War.
Halo,
yes, and things like that. So all your big games. And what they're going to do is they're not going to bring every game from the library across, because that would probably be too much work. But Microsoft are going to be holding surveys. And they're going to bring across the games that most people want brought across. So they're going to listen to the people, and they're going to bring those games across. So it's safe to say that all the popular big games will be brought across, but it will need to meet criteria. So they will need permission from the developers and the publishers and then they'll actually need to just go and do it. So essentially, when you're downloading that 7 gig, you're downloading the entire game, which is emulated to run on the Xbox One. So that's why it's only going to be select games. But look, very promising. We'll move on from that. There's a big thing for Fallout 4, which was announced for Xbox One. Red, you've got to be jealous of this. I don't know if you heard about it.
Probably not, no.
Mods created on PC for Fallout 4 will be transferable to the Xbox One version of the game. Which makes me wonder. I think I might be getting that on the Xbox One.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not multiplayer, so I'm not going to be missing out playing games with you guys.
Fair call, actually.
Playing PC mods on a console on Fallout 4 on the Xbox One, I think that has it won, man, for me.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. This is coming from my mouth. I think Xbox probably had the best showing. This is not to harp on and rehash what you've just said, but in context of everything you've just said and what we've read and seen, that is today's cutting edge technology and console and gaming and Windows 10 collaboration and everything. That's what gaming should be. They've just given Xbox players and Microsoft players everything that they could possibly have wanted. They have really fucking taken a step forward from shit that's been happening. Like, I'm the first one on the podcast, the page, chat parties, Rossmark. I'll take the piss out of Microsoft all the time, and that's not out of malice. That's just out of a bit of fun, and I'm proud to be a PlayStation player. Now, Microsoft players now should be very, very proud, because everything like that with the backwards compatibility and, as you're saying, the mods and it's all affordable too by the sound of things. Obviously you already own the game for backwards compatibility, so that's like free other than your live subscription. I think this is a real benchmark. This is a real step to current gen gaming, and I'm very proud to be a gamer.
Yeah, no, me too, and I'm very proud to have an Xbox One now. I'm very happy with this. I've still got more about the Xbox. We'll power through them. Yeah. They've announced a new Xbox One controller. Now, this is one thing that Sony just never do. There's another thing that I'll mention that Sony just don't have anything to do with, which I think is a disappointment. But if you look at the Sony's past, they never once reiterated their PlayStation 3 controller.
No.
Never did they touch it. And I don't know if that's arrogance or ignorance, whether they think that their controller doesn't need to be changed, or if they just don't realise that a change is not a bad thing. That's not accepting that, you fucked up before. That's accepting that you can move forward and make things better.
Evolve, yes.
That's right. Now, the Xbox One controller, it's been announced that it's going to be compatible with the Xbox One and Windows 10. And it also, it's changed quite a fair bit. Now, they're adding, obviously everyone that is interested in it would know that they're adding the normal headphone jack to it, so you don't need that adapter anymore, which is great. But there's all these other buttons on it. There's all these
the scuff paddles.
It's like a scuff controller, from what I know about it. But it's
is it called the Covert?
No, it's. No? Oh, I don't have the name handy.
No, you keep going. I'll find it.
Cool. So what it is, it's got all these paddles on the back, and it's got little levers. I don't know what it all does, but I mean it.
You can remap your controller.
Yeah, it looks to me, I call it the cheats controller.
Yep, me too.
But because I don't think you should have all those things on it, because the person you're playing against may not have those features, because it's a completely different controller. I understand changing a controller to make it more comfortable or to add things like ports to it that you may need. But when you're changing controls, so when you've got different buttons that I have, I feel like you might have an edge over me because of that, because you paid the extra $100.
And you definitely do, because as you well know, the scuff controllers and the modded paddles become big in COD.
Well, that's because you've got buttons that you can press with the hands that are behind the controller, so you can map a reload to the back of the button with that. Instead of taking your finger off the aiming stick to press X to reload, you can keep your finger on there so just in case something happens and you need to move, your finger's already there, and reload and do other things with other fingers that aren't being utilised. So that's the idea behind it.
Jump, crouch, and reload on the back of the controller.
Yeah, so because that way you don't have to take your finger off the right thumbstick, which is important because you need to keep aiming. It's not important for someone like me because...
Not me.
It's that sort of stuff is major elite competition sort of stuff, but whatever. But anyway, it's coming. It won't make too much of a difference to me because, like I said, I'm not...
Major elite gamers, and the name of the Xbox One controller is Elite.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's who it's for. Like I knew. So anyway, new controller coming from that. The D-pad looks very strange too. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, they've changed that. Looks cool.
Holographic-y.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, move on. There's early access games are coming to the Xbox One. Now, this is something that will be really, really handy for Aussie Gamers Express. When games come to early access, all of them will have playable demos to try before you buy them. So, like early access on Steam, you'll be able to buy them $20, $30 or whatever and play them until they're properly released and then you get the full game. But you'll be able to play the demo. So, whereas some developers don't like giving away review codes to establishments like Aussie Gamers Express, we'll be able to get these without having to contact them because it'll be on the store. So I downloaded a demo last night for one of the playable early access games. So I'll give that a go and we'll talk about it next week. But it's going to help out with us for that. So that I think that is a fantastic thing. And once again, if you don't like playing unfinished games, don't buy early access. So that's an easy fix there. They also announced Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive Fable Legends free to play. Now, somebody mentioned, I think it was Sean, that was saying that it wasn't a proper Fable game, it was a free to play sort of thing, and I incorrectly corrected him. My apologies to you, Sean. I think it was Sean. You are right, it is a free to play game, so it's not going to be like a typical Fable game, because I think he was saying the other day that's what he wants, is another Fable game. And I said, oh, Fable Legends is coming. And he said, no, that's like a different sort of offshoot free-to-play thing. I'm like, no, it wasn't. So I'm a douche. Sorry, Sean, you were correct. I'll probably edit this part of the show out.
Yeah, so we can't replay it. You never apologise when a recording. I'm so... Oh, I forgot.
Never happened. Also, all Xbox One games will be compatible with Oculus Rift, and all Oculus headsets will come with an Xbox One controller.
What?
What?
What did you say?
I just said all Xbox One games will be compatible with Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
And all Oculus Rift headsets
will
come with an Xbox One controller. So Oculus and Microsoft are in bed together having deep, passionate sex because they're partnered up, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking it in the butt. But I'm not really...
Yeah, the reason I heard it the wrong way around. Well, every Xbox controller you buy, you get an Oculus Rift. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to go buy 8 of them, then eBay.
No, definitely not. All right, we'll move on. We've got EA Access as well, came out in the Microsoft conference, and there was a couple of cool things announced with that. Madden 16 will be available first with EA Access. So if you're an EA Access member, you'll get that, 48 hours early or a week early or something like that. They've done that in the past. It's pretty cool. EA Access for us Aussies is about $40 a year, and you get a whole bunch of Vault games, just like PlayStation Plus. And Titanfall is also available now for EA Access members on the Xbox One. So all you need to do is be a member. So I think it's about $6 a month or $40 a year for EA Access.
That's cheap.
Anybody with that can play Titanfall now, which is really cool because I had Titanfall, I had the disc version. I now no longer need to use the disc.
Batman.
Extra laziness. I love it. Also, another big announcement for EA Access coming very soon is Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes, I'm not talking about any previous Dragon Age game. The current game of the year last year, Dragon Age Inquisition, will be available on EA Access very, very soon. So that's pretty cool.
That alone will pay for 2 years of subscription.
Well, yeah, essentially, because it's still almost full retail game.
Oh, yeah, top tier game still.
So there you go, that's coming. Also, it'll be over by the time you get this, but during the week of E3, EA Access was free for all Gold subscribers, so that's pretty cool. And also, EA announced that Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is coming in 2016. Hopefully, if that comes out, the servers will be a little bit more populated than the first Garden Warfare. Have you tried to play that on the PS4?
I played it twice. My son's played it a lot.
Can you get into a game? I couldn't.
No, I hosted a game. I just started a game and people randomly dropped in.
Yeah, you get maybe 1, 2, 3 people
Yeah.
in, and it was pretty horrible.
And then there was so much to try and understand for something that I was getting very little out of. I'm glad I had it for my son. He played it for a few months. He was all about it because it was all over YouTube at that stage. But there was so much to try and understand and so little I got out of it. So I did not waste my time.
No, fair enough. All right, we've got to power through. We are running out of time and there's still heaps to go. Forza Motorsport 6 was announced. They also are announcing along a new Forza, Ford GT car, which is great for car enthusiasts with millions of dollars, but not me. And apparently it's going to be the biggest ever Forza game made, and will be partnered with Ford. There's more information on the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page about that, but we'll move on.
Looks very good, though.
It does look good. It looks fantastic, and Nico will be happy I'll mention this again. Forza's better than Gran Turismo.
Yep. Fuck!
Let's move on. Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3.
You're excited about that one, isn't it?
From software.
From software.
Yes. It looks Soulsy. I'm currently playing Scholar of the Fisting Sun at the moment.
Wait, what's it actually called? Fighting Sun.
No, the Scholar of the First Sin. First Sin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Enjoying that, not to go too far off the beaten track, but 1080, 60 frames a second is how Souls games should be played. No more standing next to an edge and accidentally doing a 90-degree turn and falling off the edge to your death because of the poor 30-second frame rate.
Is it bad because it's 30 frames or because it drops from 30 and goes even worse?
It does get worse, but the simple fact that you got used to it, right? And
this is on last generation. We're talking about it dropping low, yeah?
Copy. Yep. The experience I've had with Dark Souls on the PS4 or current gen, if you will, because I'd say it'd be parity with the Xbox One because they're doing everything right. Mm-hmm. It's a lot smoother. It feels a lot better. It is just as hard. So, in a nutshell, Dark Souls 3, 60 frames per second is all you really need. The hard enemies, the big bosses, too much lore to try and take in one lifetime. But it does. I'm even sitting here at the moment looking at a couple of screenshots at it. It's got that wow factor, like where the bad guy's blade, his handle of his sword is bigger than you, and you really sit there and pack nuggets. It's like fuck. And that's what Bloodborne didn't really do too well. I felt too powerful in Bloodborne. I was way too strong.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
That's the thing. You could carve through and you could forge through. It did hit a point where it got really hard, especially for when you're soloing it. But as far as Dark Souls 3, they didn't give it a lot away. This big fucking thing that comes out of the ground and starts to illuminate and fire red. And it's like, oh wow. So I reckon there will be a bit of a wait. We don't have a release date, do we?
No,
that I've missed.
It's very likely to be next year, and they'll hopefully bring out some gameplay footage before too long.
You'll probably see gameplay footage at next year's E3, I reckon, considering the little that they showed you. And they're working on Bloodborne for a while. When you think about it, Bloodborne's been out, 12 months? Oh, not even. No, 6 months?
Yeah.
They've had most of their development team working on that, I would assume. So, from what I've seen, bring it on. Looking forward to it. Weeksy's looking forward to it. We'll definitely play it. We'll have more then, but looks good.
Yeah, I'll try it, but I'll probably fail at it miserably. But anyway, let's move on. We've got to get cracking. Next up, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, so this was the first time they played some actual gameplay. So they showed a bit of gameplay which showed Lara with her good friend Jonah, and they're climbing through a shit ton of ice up the side of a ice mountain, which it showed a lot of fast-paced, epic action, which is one way of... actually, that's exactly what I've written. I wasn't reading my notes, but I've said it exactly the same. So I must believe it. So it looked amazing. So that's coming out the 10th of November this year. So it's definitely going to be a buy for me. Rise of the Tomb Raider on the Xbox One. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at the gameplay for it. It looks amazing, and it'll come to the PlayStation 4 probably at some stage next year, I'd say.
Can I just pose a quick question to you?
Go ahead.
Is there any protagonist in any game that cops more physical abuse than Lara Croft?
Oh, no. Look, she gets absolutely pummeled.
In every fucking game.
Yeah,
especially
and
these reboots and the one where they can really pump up the graphics and show her getting fucked up really hard. But she gets fucking hurt.
Yeah, she does. She gets smashed. I don't even think Nathan Drake gets that much.
No, I was about to say he'd be the close second.
Yeah. No, just from
close.
playing the original reboot, just Tomb Raider, she got absolutely hammered in that game. Which is
watching the snow fall on her fucking face on this, and then she just pulls herself up. They do it very well to have a fine line between superhuman and human, because you still get the feel. It's Lara Croft.
You get the sense that she's hurting.
Yeah, you do.
Really cool.
Yeah, so
I like that. I'm really enjoying it, and I've got all of the comics. I think there's 12, maybe 13 comics that are going to bridge the gap between Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I'm in partly way through it, and I'm really enjoying the comics. They're actually quite good, and I think that'll be a good lead up to the game. So you can get them on Dark Horse app on iOS, probably on Android as well, but don't quote me on that because I don't know. But they are out there, and then you could probably pay a fortune for them and get them from an actual shop. But,
damn, that comes out the same day as Fallout.
Yeah, so I know what I'll be playing first.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it'd probably be a quicker finish as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And but that's the diversity you get here at Aussie Gamers. You know, you'll be able to hear about Fallout and Rise of the Tomb Raider all in 1 week.
It. All right, move on. This one just quickly. Rare Replay Collection that was announced, obviously, by Rare. They're going to have 30 of Rare's most popular games, like Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Battletoads, Conker's Bad Fur Day. There's going to be 10,000 gamer score in total. This is obviously for the Xbox One as well. Release date of the 4th of August this year. And they also announced the MMO Pirates game as well. But so what that kind of looks like is that...
Sega Master Collection?
Well, it's like that, but I think that's a little bit more of a play on the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. Like those games are getting re-released, so I don't know how that's going to play into...
They probably won't be re-released, will they?
Well, no, probably not. But Conker's Bad Fur Day,
that
wasn't on the 360, was it?
No, it's a SNES game.
Cause,
that's the one that people are paying $400 for just the cartridge.
Yeah, no, that was on the Nintendo 64.
64, sorry.
Yeah, $400. I saw on those like garage sale or whatever sites that you get on your Facebook.
Yep.
I saw somebody posted Conker's Bad Fur Day for $400, and I was about to comment, "What are you on, drugs?" But I googled it first and went to eBay. And that's what they're selling for.
Yeah, Nathan paid $290 for it, my mate.
We got a bargain.
He got a bargain. Yeah, that's why he bought it.
It's amazing how expensive that is. I never bought it when I was a kid, but if I had, I would have still had it. I'd sell it. Fuck, $400. Good game, but Jesus.
That's Bethesda covered for the next 4 months, then, isn't it? You sell Conker's Bad Fur Day, and you've got everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, that happened. Move on. Microsoft HoloLens was talked about, and it looked amazing. They have a whole new version of Minecraft just for HoloLens, so you can play Minecraft on your table in your living room.
No.
Fucking deal. On my living room table, I've got placemats, I've got my daughter's fucking jackets, I've got shit everywhere. I'm not going to fucking clear all that off just so I can play Minecraft on it. Look, it looked amazing. It is, no doubt, it is a technological feat to get all that stuff working and it looked amazing, but I won't play it.
Yeah.
I won't play games like that. I'd play it and go, wow, this is cool. I'll have a look at this and it will be amazing, no doubt. But I'm not playing a game like that. Bending over the table, killing my back, standing around. No, thank you. I'll just sit on the ground.
We're more concerned about having bloody digital games so we don't have to change the fucking disc.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, look, maybe a good application for the future, like in some movies we've seen before, where you can walk into your front door and all you do is put on a set of glasses and you can see the news on the wall or up in a corner of your eyepiece, or see information. Maybe you can look at the milk in the fridge and bloop, a pop-up will come up saying the use-by date or stuff like that. That could be a really cool integration for it, but I think we're many, many years away from that stuff actually being mainstream. But anyway, that was pretty cool for them to show that. Moving on, Gears 4 was announced. I kind of thought there would be a new Gears, but there's no more war. It's Gears 4. It's not Gears of War 4. Gears 4. So what it actually is going to be is a happy lifetime simulator.
Yeah, they're partnered with Wanda.
Yeah, so you can just walk around and be happy because there's no war anymore. I'm hoping that's not true.
I want to blow the fuck out of shit.
Yeah, that's it. I've made that up completely, and it's just, I don't know, I guess a change of name. So it looked really cool. The gameplay, it looked like there was new characters, so no Dom, or actually, if anybody has played the original series, which I won't spoil for them, but you'll probably read between the lines anyway, there's definitely not going to be any Dom, and who was a character from the original one, Red, if you don't know.
Yep.
And no Marcus Phoenix, none of the original characters. No Anya. Anya was obviously where my dog gets its name from and was kind of like your overseer. But there's new characters. It looks fantastic on the new system and played quite well and looks like it'll be an amazing game. The main character, it actually looks a bit like Baird from the original, but I don't think it is Baird. I think they've got different names. But anyway, looking really forward to getting a bit more into that. They also announced Gears of War Ultimate Edition, so they're remaking the original Gears of War in 1080p and 60 frames per second. There is a it's a closed public beta that's happening as we speak, which may be finished by the time this goes to air. But if anybody got a chance to play that, it is actually quite cool. It's a remake of the original multiplayer from Gears of War. I've been playing that, and it's actually cool, really cool. It's exactly the same as I remember it back in the day, just higher resolution and a faster frame rate, which is really cool. It plays well. I've done really well in it, come first a couple of times, but I've also done really bad in some of the games and gotten absolutely smashed. But Gears 4 is going to be released late in 2016. So we'll be looking forward to that when it finally comes out.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to wanting a fucking Xbox One now.
Yeah, you're going to have to get one eventually.
Yeah,
should have bought Weeksie's one.
Yeah, well, I felt bad, but because he was selling it for too cheap.
He probably would have given it to you for nothing.
Yeah, probably had I asked.
Yeah, I don't know much more to say about that. Well, first things first, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I'll be looking forward to that when that comes out very soon. I think that's later this year. So that'll be cool. Quickly, Windows 10. I don't know if this was widely known, but it was news to me. It's available 29th of July, so next month.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be cool. I'll be giving that a try. The biggest thing for Windows 10 for me is their tagline is "You're already a professional."
Yeah, which means it's probably not going to be like Vista or fucking 8.1.
Yeah, which means it's going to be very, very familiar. So it's going to be basically Windows 7 with added bits and pieces. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they'll get my money for that.
Yeah. Well, it's free.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. So you don't have to pay for it. All right, let's move on. Mass Effect Andromeda. More. Well, actually, I don't know if this is going to be exclusive to Xbox. I don't think it is anymore, is it?
Not that I've heard.
Because they did go multi-platform. But anyway, Mass Effect Andromeda has announced they had just a short cinematic trailer. You're going to have male or female characters again, as usual. All new enemies in a new galaxy. Obviously, Shepard's not going to be in this one. His story's being told. But the main character that you see in the cinematic trailer, he's wearing an N7 logo, which means that he's obviously going to be working for the same people. They showed off jetpacks and ground slams, which is pretty popular these days, and a release window for the end of 2016. Everything as jetpacks and ground slams.
And exos and double jumps.
Yeah, just just depends on what they call it. So yeah, you've got like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops has got it, you've got Halo 5's got it, and Mass Effect has got it. So that's cool. That's coming next year. So we've got still quite a large wait. There was only a
holiday 2016, so it could be January, February, or it could be bloody December.
Oh, it'll be December 2016. I can almost.
And just to quickly tell you, at the end of the Mass Effect trailer, it only has like Frostbite and EA and BioWare. There's no Xbox logo, so it might be multi-platform.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be the typical Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Yeah, fuck exclusivities these days, I'm telling you that. We'll touch on that in COD soon, but yeah, anyway, keep going.
Yep. All right, quickly again, Need for Speed, a little bit more information on that. It was a live-action intro, which really cool.
Yep. Who was that dude?
What dude?
From the live-action intro. It's not Joe Dirt. I recognised him, but yeah.
Joe Dirt. No, I don't know. I don't remember recognising anybody in it. But anyway, there was a nice little shift from live action into in-game.
Yeah,
it kind of did that sneaky where they showed the car and the car alone, and it was live action. But then all of a sudden, it just shifted, and you could, hang on, that's game now. And I think that's testament to how well the graphics are for the cars. Now, it did show a little bit of the gameplay.
Drifting, yeah.
Oh, that looked horrible.
Oh, you reckon? Oh my God.
The drifting, that looked really bad. With that camera angle and the way that it looked painful to play.
Do you reckon do you want to know why I think it's like that?
Yeah, why?
Because it'd be more of an arcade feel, because I know, like, playing your drive clubs and whatnot, when you drift, if you're going too fast, you're just going to slam off. But the camera angle kind of turns it to justify the fact that you've just done a 90-degree turn without losing much speed.
Yeah, but it just looked like every time he adjusted his steering, it went into that camera thingy where it drifted. I'm like, well, you don't necessarily need to drift to move around a car to overtake. It just... I hope that's just a game mode and not the whole game. But
do you know my most loathed genre, don't you?
Or, racing games, yeah.
I'd play this.
Yeah, see, it's... I probably wouldn't.
Underground reboot, because you'll finish the race, you'll get the dude to come up going, oh, good win, and you'll get your credits or whatever, and then it'll phase back in and you're just driving off from the point where you finish the race and running away from cops and everything like that. It's, Underground. That's how it feels. Oh, well,
we'll see how it goes. We might get some beta stuff, who knows. All right, move on. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was announced. I think we already knew about it before the expo. But
we dropped the news a couple of weeks ago on the podcast.
Yeah, but we've got a release date, 26th of February 2016. So
wow.
I think it's brave of people to give off actual dates. The 26th of February 2016 so early, considering delays that happen. But anyway, they were brave and gave us a release date. So it's going to be developed by DICE, those that brought us Battlefield 4. Do they do Hardline, DICE?
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, they're bringing that to us. Faith returns. She's from the original. I'd never played the original. So this is...
Me either.
This is where what I'm talking about, where I was very closed-minded. I've said this a couple of times just in private conversations, but in the past I've been very closed-minded with the type of games that I played. If it didn't initially interest me, I just never looked into it and never got into it. But Mirror's Edge is, I think, the only reason why there's a sequel to this is because of its cult following. It was never a massive game. It didn't sell overly well, but it had the cult following of a lot of people that just made a lot of noise. And it sounded like it was a wanted game, so they made it. Biggest thing that they mentioned is, I don't know if this is a big thing or not, but there's no loading screens. It's just going to be one continuous video game, which is cool. Good on them.
Next or current gen needs it. They'll become expectations soon.
Yeah. No, that's cool. But look, I now want to go back and play it. Give us a remaster.
Yeah, give us a remaster or make fucking PlayStation Now work.
Yeah,
give us what Xbox have got. Let us just download it in its entirety. Even slow it, cap it down to 100 kilobytes a second. I don't care. I just want to be able to play some of these old games. Oh, as we said, we won't touch on it too deep, but we'd pay for it. We'll rent it for 24 hours. Look, take my monies.
Yeah, just that whole PlayStation Now thing doesn't work. Not in here, not in Australia anyway. Why stream a game when you can just download it and rent it? But anyway, whatever. All right, let's move on. What do we got next? Star Wars Battlefront. There was more announced about that game. Now that's a big game that everyone's looking forward to. There was a full stage demo played, which actually showed Luke Skywalker having a bit of a fight there with Darth Vader.
Oh, it alluded to it, yes.
So yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, they went in for a strike and then it cut out, I think. But what they did show was a very, very large Battle of Hoth sequence, which was absolutely amazing. The last time I played a Battle of Hoth sequence in a video game was on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And that was really cool back then. Now, this looks amazing, and the scale looks absolutely massive, which is what DICE do, I guess, with their Battlefield series and that, make very large multiplayer environments, and that's what this game's going to be. It looked really, really cool. The sound effects are what won me over. All those Star Wars sound effects, that looks so good.
And the particle.
Yep.
I like the grenade
explosions and lasers. Yeah.
Because we see explosions in every second game now.
Yeah.
You know, if not every game, if that's your genre of choice. But it takes something small like that to stand out and go, there's work being put in there. It's not generic. Yeah, pretty hyped. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford half these games, but I'm pretty hyped to try it out at least in any capacity.
I'm not sure either. We are definitely going to have to try and make some contact with these developers and ask them to help us out. Otherwise, we're all going to have to remortgage our houses and we're going to go broke trying to play them and keep up to date. But we'll manage. We'll make it work.
I'll pawn a kid. That'll get me through the Bethesda conference.
Yeah, see, I've only got one and I kind of like her.
Well, I'll sell you mine. We'll go to each. So I've got two boys.
Yeah, you've got three. You've got a couple to spare at least.
Yeah.
Sean's got two. He can get rid of one.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'll do, I'll pawn my wife. Oh, no, she does. She does everything for me. I don't want to have to do all the shit she does.
All right, we've got to impress developers then.
All right. Anyway, Star Wars Battlefront looks really good, although we don't really have much to break about
that. Go on. Nah, there's not a lot to go on.
All right, let's move on to some of the things that Ubisoft told us about. First off, now, I didn't really get the name
didn't you?
Announced correctly. No, at the start of the show when I said it, I said it one
properly.
way. Yeah. I said it properly, the fractured but whole. But it's, obviously, if you haven't noticed, it's South Park Fractured Butthole. How do they spell it? Is it B-U-T-T? I think it's B-U-T-T.
Yeah.
So Fractured Butthole. It's a nice little play on words about your ass crack. Which is what to expect from South Park. Now, they got a fair bit of stick up on stage for claiming that they would never, ever make another video game because it was too damn hard. But so they're eating their words because the first one was so goddamn popular and successful that they're making another one. So it's going to be an all-new RPG adventure, sequeling maybe, I don't know, to the original one, which was Stick of Truth.
Well, and you get to be the king.
So it's going to have all the kids and their alter egos, and I think it's going to have a superhero theme. Unless
have you not seen that one, that episode, like the mini movie?
No, I don't watch South Park.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's the coon. So Cartman's the king, and he talks Butters into being the arch evil and nemesis and everything like that. Yeah.
Are you saying coon?
Coon, yeah, because he's a raccoon. He's the coon. He goes, I'm the king.
Oh, right. Yeah, they always have this controversial shit and then have some sort of legitimate explanation.
The justification,
yeah.
So we're getting
like they had the KKK in Stick of Truth, which was the what was it? The
Kyle's
Cooper Key?
Yeah, Cooper Key or something.
Something
Yeah.
a super keep, yeah.
There's obviously too many Thorncliffs in the world that they have to come out and make another ones.
Yeah, Sean loved that. He would know
Yeah,
what
good
that
on him.
KKK stood for.
Yeah, of course he would. He's going to listen to this and go, "Ah," like I used to before.
Yeah,
I
he'll be raging at it.
Sucked in.
Actually, I think this episode might be his 100th episode that he's missing.
Oh, really?
Poor bastard.
Oh, for a boy, for a baby, well, a healthy baby, full stop, but a
Yeah,
boy.
well, that's it. If he's going to miss it for anything, that's a pretty good argument. But we'll get him into this show somehow with some sort of editing magic. We'll get him into this. So, yeah, I've not seen that episode, but yeah. So, superheroes, is that what it's going to be?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they reference the stick of truth. He pulls the stick of truth out of the dunny, and then they go off to do they're having a game or something, and then up shows Butters as the evil nemesis. So Cartman as the wizard goes, hang on a minute, he goes back, comes back on and goes, I'm the king, and then it starts. So yeah, it looks like it's going to have that sort of superhero theme to it, which is really cool.
Cool.
But as like with a lot of other games, half the material is already written for it.
They're just all putting it together.
Yep.
Well, that'll be all for Sean to cover that one. All right, move on. Trials Fusion, there's not a massive thing. Obviously, this is an existing game, but they've announced that there's a new level expansion called Awesome Level Max, which is coming out the 4th of July next month. So I'm going to be on top of that, no doubt about it. It's just a cinematic trailer. It showed a cat on a unicorn?
I think so.
I think that's what it was. Does that mean you're going to be riding a unicorn instead of a bike?
Do you get a Geralt skin?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Smashing birds on top of a unicorn. In case anyone with Trials Fusion isn't aware, the latest update gave us a new bike and female playable characters. So the donkey, which is like a little Pee-wee 50,
yep,
has been released, as well as now you can make your character into a chick. You sexist pig. All right, move on to one of the big announcements from Ubisoft and one of my favorites. Rainbow Six Siege. There was more shown on that. Obviously, this isn't a new announcement, but the stuff they showed was very exciting. They gave us a new cinematic trailer showing some of the story details.
And the terrorists, yeah.
Yeah, and Terror Hunt is back. Now, I don't remember Terror Hunt.
No. Oh, from like the original.
Unless they're talking about that, like in Rainbow Six Vegas, where you could do the terrorist hunt, where you went into it was basically like a setup where you could go in co-op and you just had to go and kill all the terrorists.
I think a game like this needs it.
Like 30 to 50 terrorists that you go in and kill. I think that's what that is essentially. And if that's what it is, and I'm correct, that's awesome. I'm glad for that to be back. So that's something that I would really enjoy to play with you, Red, and whoever else wants to play it. But
fuck them. You and I, we got it.
When you go into a map, it might be a house or some sort of setup, a shopping centre that's taken over by terrorists, and you and your mate have to basically, in any fashion you want, go in and kill every terrorist.
Yeah. The only thing that's going to be better, well, obviously a whole lot more is going to be better, but the big difference between that and the Vegas one you're talking about is you're going to have all these breaching charges and explodable fucking floors and walls and roofs. Imagine you and I just fucking kitting up and going, all right, we're going through this roof. We've hacked into the camera system. We've seen there's 4 in there. Let's just go, you know?
Yeah. And there is just we could play the exact same map as many times as we want.
Different, yeah.
Do it differently every time. So it's obviously going to have the AI that'll make the characters do different things in the game. But you can breach through a wall with a sledgehammer. You can breach through doors with explosives. You can go through windows, go through the roof, I don't know, maybe you can go underground and come through the floor if it's got an underground garage as well. Whatever. Yep. You could do all these different things. It's going to be so excellent.
But this game needed it.
Yeah.
Because what they were just... what were they advertising? It was a 5v5 search and destroy. You die, you're dead sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hostage rescue scenario. And for a lot of people who are mad at it and really like the sort of shit. Like, I'd get into it, but I wouldn't be a professional, or not professional. I wouldn't be really, really good at it. But it'd lose its shine really quickly. But you tell me, here's 10 maps and there's 10 more to come with $40 season pass or whatever. There's 10 maps here where you can go and play co-op to your fucking heart's content with the likes of yourself and Reprimir and Weeksy and Nick, whoever, but especially you and I, because we're pretty heavy co-op partners. You give me that, I'll buy the season pass.
Yeah, I probably will. I've got very, very big high hopes for Rainbow Six Siege. It looks amazing. They've not really touched too much on what the campaign's going to be like, but I think the big focus here is obvious. All that co-op and multiplayer stuff, and I think that's going to be a winner. A couple extra notes here. There's a beta coming in September 2015, and I'll try and get into that. I've got access to it. I've just realised if you go into Humble Bundle at the present moment, you can purchase the Humble Bundle for like $3 or whatever it is, and get guaranteed access to the Rainbow Six Siege beta.
Oh, okay.
And when you sign up, like when you purchase that, it'll give you a code for the beta.
Yep.
You then go into the websites that it gives you all the prompts and things like that, sign up, and it gives you the option what you want to play it on. So you can either use that beta key for PC, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One. I chose PS4. So if you want to go and get it, Rhett,
I will. I definitely will, because we're doing this
for
together.
a couple of bucks. You'll get a couple of Steam games along with it. Whether or not you use them or not, I basically bought it just for the beta.
And we can give a couple of prizes away here, there, and everywhere, as
That's
you do.
it. That's what the other games will be for as well. So that's really cool. Coming around the corner, it's really, really looking amazing. Couple of other things. No, that's about it. That's about it for that one.
It's about it, isn't it?
I could probably talk about it for
too
a long time, but we've got to move on. Next will be Ghost Recon Wildlands.
We wanted fucking Sam Fisher.
I did.
Just saying. Not to be a downer on it, but just saying.
Yeah, if I could have chosen anything to replace it, would have been this for a Splinter Cell game, but that's cool. So you can play alone in Ghost Recon Wildlands or co-op with up to 3 players, which is cool, which is like the other Ghost Recon games.
Yeah.
It's set in Bolivia, and what else have we got here? Players will be able to traverse a massive open world by sea, air, or land in all different types of vehicle. So that's cool. It's going to be, probably choppers, boats, and cars, bikes, all those sort of things, maybe. What else? There's no script.
No, you get to make your own.
So
kind of by the feel of it, by what they're trying to, yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be some sort of goal. It's just go and do it yourself. And why? I don't know. Reasons.
Yeah.
Because video games.
We'll know more.
Yeah.
Because regardless of wanting Sam Fisher or Splinter Cell, if you will, we'll probably play this, Probably not release day, but we'll
Yeah, we'll get around to it, definitely.
Get around to it.
I've got a little quote here that I'll read off, and it might give us a little bit more of an understanding. With Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, we're moving the Ghost Recon franchise in a new direction with a massive, beautiful, and living open world that reacts to players' choices. Senior producer, that guy, Nuruddin, said whether going it alone or teaming up with friends in co-op, players in Ghost Recon Wildlands will never encounter the same situation twice, providing amazing possibilities and creative freedom to cultivate very personal stories and experiences with the game. So that's it's interesting. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, when we get more information about it, we'll definitely be chatting about it, and we'll definitely give it a go when it's released. But it's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Which is,
yeah,
I think
we did chuck a few hours through number 2, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, we got to most of.
Yeah, then it just got incredibly stupid with on rails and.
Oh, weren't they frustrating?
Well, we would have finished the game had we not have had to replay that same section 40 fucking times.
Well, that's it. The amount of time we put into it, yeah, we could have. But anyway, All right, move on to another big one, massive one, probably on par with, if not above, Siege, but The Division. Oh my God, Red.
Yeah, I know, eh? I rewatched the bloody trailer here a moment ago,
Oh,
just before we started.
that Betrayal gameplay was amazing. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out. But what it basically showed was a team of three were heading into the Darklands, I think it was called. Is that what it was?
Oh, no.
Dark Zone?
Dark Zone is your pouch that you carried radiated materials in.
Oh, was it? I thought that was the area.
Oh, because when they picked something up, it said added to the Dark Zone pouch.
Oh,
could be. It's radiated area regardless. Yeah.
I think it's probably they just put it in a pouch that they put all the stuff from the Dark Zone into. I don't know, but anyway, they go to this area to get some loot, and it's a scary area apparently because there's all sorts of baddies in the area, and they come across some what I thought were NPCs. And they're thinking about taking them down. And as they're about to take them down, they're met with another bunch of actual players, who appeared to be friendly because they attacked the NPCs. So they did it as a team, which that's going to be a rare occasion in real life.
Rare. 3 became 5.
So 3 became 5. They took them down as a team. It was all good. They got the loot. And then at the very end, they decided, the people that were playing in the trailer, they're like, we could just leave, or we could just take out these guys that joined us and take their loot. And they're like, all right, let's do it.
I want to see their loot.
So they took them down. So they were playing as friends, but they betrayed these guys that they weren't talking to and took all their stuff. And then at the very end, they were about to leave again, and one of their own left the group. They're like, what are you doing? What, are you leaving the group? And then one of them left the group and killed the other 2 and took everything for himself.
We shall call him Thorncliff.
Yeah. No offense, Sean, that would be something you'd try to do, but I don't think you'd manage.
Nah, not with us.
We would smash you to the ground. Take all your shit. So that sort of stuff, that sort of things that you can choose to do if you want, that's cool.
Yeah,
I lost my mind when I saw that. That was really, really cool. So The Division is set to launch 8th of March 2016. Another brazen attempt at giving us a release date. It has already been delayed, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't change from that. If anything, bring it closer. I'm keen for that game. It's getting DLC. It's going to get a season pass as usual.
You said that in the start, didn't you? Or alluded to it.
Yeah.
It's Ubisoft. Everything will have a season pass.
Yeah, that's it. And whether or not you actually get anything from the season pass, who knows? But they say that it's going to have a full year of major expansions. So
you'd like to think it would, especially being MMO.
Yeah. So anyway, fingers crossed for that. That's a big expectation for me, that one.
Yeah, copy that. And mirrored that. Same opinion.
All right, now let's move on to a game that I've lost my love for.
Yeah, it's been done. It's flogging a dead horse.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They showed gameplay, and none of it was interesting for me anyway. Did you see the gameplay?
Yes, I did, and I've rewatched. You know what? No. Will I play it? Yes, I will.
I'll try to play it.
Yeah. I was so burnt by Unity that I'm still sitting here right behind me as we speak, and I have not beaten the second memory sequence. Though I've done a lot of exploration. I've collected nearly everything because that's red mode. But it burnt me so hard because everything was broken unless you were just wandering around doing nothing with great emphasis or need, if you know what I mean. Like you weren't going after someone. There wasn't a specific bloody mission on hand. I was just roaming around, so frame rate drops and everything like that wasn't too bad. But when you start getting them in story, in your campaign, or your mission objectives, that's what done it for me. I'm like, no, fuck this, like this game's expecting me to do these optional objectives and be precise and be an assassin, yet the fucking game's that broken that I can't do it, so fuck it.
Yeah. Like you said, I'll play it, but I don't know if I'll...
I'm not excited.
No, I'm not excited for it.
I got too excited for Unity, and you're the biggest advocate for saying don't get too excited for everything because Unity.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
And they got something in common, brother.
That's a big letdown there, and it's really hurt the franchise for me. I don't know what other people's thoughts are. They may not care, but yeah, it's hurt it for me.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you.
let's move on. Sony had their press conference. The biggest thing that came from the PlayStation 4 one was now they've got DLNA service, which is available now, which is a media player on your XMB. So
For all your legally downloaded movies.
that's yes. Woohoo! So what you can do now is you can stream video directly from a server, so your PC, if you will,
Yep.
or you can put in a USB with a video on it and play that. Previously, you couldn't do that. You could only watch DVDs and Blu-rays. So
And
now
yeah.
you'll be able to put a USB in there and play music, videos, look at photos, and stream stuff directly to your PS4. I have tried that, and it works perfect. I had no problems.
Yeah, and add to that you've offered a hand to anyone that's struggling with it, and you've got also a detailed guide, or not overly detailed, but a detailed enough guide on the Facebook page if anyone's struggling with it.
Yeah, so what you'll want to do, because I had trouble, and I've had trouble in the past with the PlayStation 3 doing this, but just using my computer, I couldn't get my PlayStation to recognize it. So the fix that I've always turned back to is a thing called PlayStation 3 Media Server. I think the most current version is 1.90.1, and it's free to download. Just Google PlayStation 3 Media Server, download I think it's a 50 megabyte program.
Yep.
Have that running. In the settings, you just pick the folder you want it to share, and if you've got that running, go into your PlayStation 4. Obviously, you've got to be on the same network.
Yep.
And it'll appear straight away. It'll be easy.
Yep.
Simple as that. Whereas doing it any other way, for me, I couldn't work it out. Didn't know. But that is the easiest way to do it. It doesn't cost you anything. It just means you've got to run a program on your computer and leave it on when you want to use it. So, which your computer's got to be on for you to stream from it anyway, so it's no big deal. But it's good that now exists. So that's something that the PlayStation 4 was lacking in.
Yep.
All right, move on. Now, a big thing that a lot of people have been asking about, whether or not the game was still going to be made, if it had been cancelled or whatever. It's The Last Guardian. Now, I think Nico was saying, how long ago did they announce this?
6 years?
6 years?
I think, yeah, it's been cancelled 4 times.
It's not dead
I'm
yet.
sure of it. Over the years, I've heard, Last Guardian is coming, isn't coming, isn't coming, but it looks like it finally is.
Looks like it is. It's coming in 2016, though, so there's still...
Plenty of time to fucking can it.
Yeah, that's right. Can it, delay it, do whatever you want. But anyway, it's coming only to the PlayStation 4. Yep. They showed some gameplay, and that's the first gameplay that I've ever seen of it. I don't know if they've ever shown anything before, but it reminded me a lot of Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah, you did say that, and I like that reference, actually.
It's that type of gameplay where it's going to be quite heartfelt, not really any dialogue, but really, really fun gameplay with puzzles. And I found out what that thing is in it, because it looked like a big dog, chicken, dragon creature thingy.
Oh, the griffin?
It's a griffin, yeah.
Yes, of course it's a griffin.
I had no idea what it was.
Didn't you beat one in The Witcher?
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they look different. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's their interpretation. It's all mythical.
That thing in The Witcher, I didn't even know what that was either. It's a big turkey dragon.
With a tail.
Because the griffin in The Witcher, that has like more of a bird head. This one has like a dog's head.
Yeah.
And I thought Griffin was Griffon.
Nope.
Whereas this
Gryffindor.
one is Gryphon.
Yep.
Like Peter Griffin or something like that. I don't know. Well, that's what it is. It's a dog, chicken, dragon creature, and that's what I'm to.
I'm going with that too from now on.
So there's a small boy that you play as, and you got your little partner, which is a griffin, and it helps you out in certain situations. And the gameplay video they shown was really cool and promising. So looks good. The feathers on it look really cool on the griffin.
Yeah.
So that looks to be promising. I'll definitely play that when that arrives. But, like I said, I hadn't heard much about it before this E3.
Well, there's not a lot to tell, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It was all conceptual.
All right, let's move along. We are getting towards the end, but we've still got a couple more to go. Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, this was a very new game, new announcement. Now, I think this looks awesome. Did you see this one?
No, you keep talking for a second.
Allow me to explain. Now, robot dinosaurs.
Yep.
But I think that's all you need to say. How awesome is that?
Let's play!
The actual gameplay, like the character movements and running around, kind of looked Assassin's Creed-like. There's obviously no buildings or anything like that. The character was running around in a rocky terrain, kind of looked a little bit like the Aussie outback, actually, where there's like rocks and flat land and stuff like that. And you fight robot dinosaurs, but I don't know if they're like cyborg dinosaurs or whatever, because you kill one at the beginning and your character kind of has a little bit of emotion towards it, like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, they kind of look Enochian or whatever. No, not Enochian, the bloody Indian, not to be...
What are you talking about?
The characters. Yeah, I'm Native American.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So
that's the feel for it. But yeah, it's like the robots aren't completely robot. They're like partially living.
Yeah.
Because, there's a little of emotion towards killing them and things like that. Kind of like how Lara felt when she killed that deer in the first Tomb Raider reboot. You had that remorse, like, oh, I kind of had to kill you, I'm sorry. But it has awesome bow combat. It's kind of like an anachronism. I think that's the word for it. I may be completely wrong. I can't remember English back in 2001. Where you've got, it looks like it's in the past, but it has all this technology. So it may be post-apocalyptic, but I think that's kind of a guess. I don't know.
Looks good.
Where you've got a bow, like a bow and arrow, but it's not a primitive bow and arrow. It's something that it like is all mechanical and changes shape and turns into a crossbow and all that sort of stuff. So it looks very amazing. So Horizon Dawn is something to definitely look forward to. It looks really promising.
But yeah, as you say, you've got all that technology and the robot dinosaurs, obviously, but you're wearing animal skin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's caveman-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I don't know if it's past humanity or before or whatever. I don't know, or a complete alternate universe. Who knows?
Looks good. Does look good, actually. I'm having a quick squeeze now, obviously.
yeah. No, that's cool, man. It does look like a pretty good game. We'll move on. We'll quickly touch on Street Fighter V. There's a beta coming July 23rd, 2015. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
And now we're done.
Well, yeah, pretty much we are, but I want to touch on one thing. A lot of people have been complaining about it being an exclusive, but there's a little bit of information to help understanding them why and understanding sort of the background behind it. Sony put a lot of money towards getting this to happen. I can't blame exclusives when this happens, but if Sony are putting all the money towards it happening, and if they didn't put the money towards it, it would never have happened. And I think it's only fair that it's an exclusive. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was a billionaire and I went up to the developers and said, right, I'll give you guys the budget to make a new Enslaved game, because that's one game that's apparently dead. All right, I want you to make a new game called like a sequel to Enslaved. But I want you to put it on my platform. I'm paying for it.
Yep.
Why should anybody else get it?
That's exactly right.
So that's the mentality behind it. PlayStation are putting the money up for Street Fighter V. It's a PlayStation exclusive. Whereas if it was a third party, it would probably be cross-platform. But that's fair call. All right, move on. No Man's Sky.
Oh, probably the biggest game ever.
It is a massive, massive game. I've never heard. It's very easy to listen to what they're saying and just go up to them and say, bullshit.
Why?
And the only reason why I would claim bullshit is because it's unbelievable. I can't believe it because it's just so massive. But I don't know. I guess they're telling us that. I'm sure they wouldn't be lying to us. But
what they say, you can play for 80 or 90 hours or 100 hours or something and never find your friend.
Well,
a lifetime.
It's because it's a giant sandbox of universal size. There are planet-sized levels that you can go to. And they showed the video and they said every single one of those little lights that you can see is a planet.
Yeah.
And there were millions. There were millions of planets. How are they making this? It must be. It's all procedurally generated.
It's got to be generated. Yeah, you're exactly right.
But just the scope. I don't know. It looks amazing. It looks smooth though. The transitions between when you're flying through the galaxy and then going in and landing look so smooth.
Yeah, it's been a while coming.
And they didn't look like loading. It actually looked like you were playing it, but I don't know. Could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, your games are going to get smarter at hiding their load screens now anyway.
Yeah. I wish Destiny did do that.
Right.
But yeah, unbelievable in size. Millions of locations to explore.
Pretty.
Still, it is very pretty.
Very pretty. It's not your matte blacks and your bloody grayscales. It's just oranges and reds and blues and...
Yeah.
And each planet's bubbling with wildlife. Probably not every single one, given the surface, but the ones that they showed you, there's fish and wow.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game to play. I don't know when it's coming out, but when it does, I'll be onto it. All right, we've got to move along because we are running out of time. Destiny, we're going to go over time this week, but that's understandable being a special. Destiny's next. I'm not going to spend much time on this at all. A new expansion called the Taken King, and Croto's pissed off because you've obviously killed his son with his own sword in the previous one, or some sort of family member. It's going to be new gear and a new co-op strike. There's been no mention of any what are they called?
Yeah,
they raids.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and it's very ambiguous as to how much it's going to cost because it's on the store at the moment for around $70, but some people have been saying that $70 comes with Destiny, the first two expansions, and this new one.
Nope.
But it looks also like that $70 is for the Taken King.
Do you know where my money is? This is Destiny 2.
Oh, but they've marketed it as an expansion.
Yeah, well, it's only going to forever be an expansion because they promised a 10-year lifespan.
Yeah, I don't know. But if it's $70 for the expansion, that's not going to happen.
For us, yes.
Not for me. But I don't know. It could be a $40 expansion that's included in that $70 to get the full game. I don't know. It's just so ambiguous. But when we get more information, no doubt we'll talk about it on future shows. All right, move past that. What do we got? Final Fantasy VII Remake. You got a little bit excited for this, didn't you?
Ish. I've played it twice on 2 different platforms. I'm not sure I can do it again. But this is where English, as you were just saying earlier, comes to the forefront. This is a remake, not a remaster, not a reboot, nothing. It's a remake. So it looks like all the visuals are completely new. Wow. It's hard to say no, I won't play it again after I've swore and declared that I wouldn't. But now that I've seen the video, or ish, and seen some concept artwork, oh, wow, what a cool.
I've never played them before, so I might give this a go. And if it's a remake, it might be made a little bit more user-friendly.
It's got to be a lot more user-friendly because that game was... You look at it now and how spoiled we've been in the last generation, like the last 10 years, and you go, fuck, it's so... Like, even when I played it back on the PS3 for the second time, it was like, oh, scratching my head. It's like, how the fuck did I do this?
Yeah.
But...
I'll try it. I'll definitely try it because I've not played a Final Fantasy game before, so I think it's about time.
It'll be huge. It'll be a massive, massive game. Just a heads up.
Yeah, well, the internet went crazy when it was announced. So
yeah, cult following, full stop.
It's coming first to PlayStation 4, and they only showed a cinematic video showing like a bit of a teaser. So that's all we got on that. We'll move on because we're going to make some tracks. Black Ops 3, Red, you're excited?
Oh, absolutely. The only thing I really got out of E3 was a multiplayer video, the multiplayer video, it was structurally put together really well because obviously it's kind of taking a loan, I think, out of like your battlefields and whatnot. You got class setup sort of thing, and I think a lot of them are customizable to your own taste, i.e. like your perks and everything. but it showed each of your classes and each of your subcategory of weapon and the wall run, and it looked very AW/Black Ops. It's very very COD.
Yeah.
Very cool, very fast paced, which is what they need now. The other big thing to come out of it, which people who know me or listen to my rants and whatnot would probably think I'd be happy about, but the fact that the DLC is now exclusive for the first month to PlayStation and whatnot, that doesn't make me happy at all. Like, I'm happy I've got a PlayStation. I definitely will be playing it. I look, Advanced Warfare, got Season Pass on that. I still waited the month. Black Ops 2, fucking Modern Warfare, all of them. I still waited and didn't really care. I just wished there was no one that felt like I was feeling when videos started to hit YouTube and the new zombies maps and everything like that. You have to kind of segregate yourself. You can't go to YouTube because everything in your My Favorites and your subscribed. Oh, this, that, Call of Duty, this, zombies, this and that. I just wish there was no exclusivity.
Yeah.
That's about all I've got to say about Black Ops 3. It looks like Treyarch. No zombie reveal, of course, because they know that's the biggest aspect of it. The co-op. Well, we knew about the co-op. It's just good to have that reconfirmed, and I'm really looking forward to it. Black Ops 3 now going back to PS3, Xbox 360, but there will be differences, and I don't think I don't think it'll be the same release date. Might be. But yeah, that's about all I got from all that. I got the enjoyment out of the video, the exclusivities. Yeah, still pumped, still hyped. Don't get me wrong. I probably sound a little bit sullen there and a little bit drawn out, but I'm fucking keen.
I'm most excited for the co-op campaign. That'd be why there'd be all these different classes, so that way we can
absolutely. It's fully customizable.
Yeah.
Your campaign character.
So yeah, that'll be an exciting new thing. I think I'm looking forward to that.
I'm just happy every aspect of Black Ops 3 will be able to be done with mates.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. I'm a big advocate for playing with your mates co-op style multiplayer. So that'll be a really good change for the series. So. And
by Black Ops 3, you and Thorncliff will be running to 2KD anyway. We'll be fucking unstoppable.
I'm starting to smash it now.
Yeah, loving it.
Getting back into form.
Map knowledge. That's all it is.
That's what it is. Absolutely.
All it is.
All right, let's move on to Naughty Dog. Uncharted 4. Who
now has a really hard job at Game of the Year.
Although of all of the gameplay, live gameplays at E3, Uncharted 4 was the only one I saw that fucked up. I was watching the live coverage of it, and it booted up, showed a bit of an intro, and then you know those typical moments where because the camera moves and gets into position behind you. You're like, okay, now it's gameplay, and Nathan Drake just stood there, and and your partner, it was Sully that you were with, walked off in the crowd, and you were just there. You're like, is he gone to get a coffee? Like, where's the guy who's supposed to be controlling this? And then all of a sudden the screen went black and the gameplay started again from the very beginning. And what I reckon that is they've probably got, whether they're running on consoles or on dev kits, I don't know, they've probably got a couple of them set up ready to go.
Yeah.
So if one dies in the arse like that, they can just switch the AV cable.
Oh, definitely. There's got to be a contingency plan.
And then hit play on like the next one. And that's what happened. And then it went smoothly, very smoothly. It was actually really, really good. Man, that car chase through the marketplace and all that sort of stuff was amazing.
It's so Uncharted.
That blew me away. The whole bit towards the end where he's grappled on or whatever it was and swung off and then was about to hit the barrier before it cut off. And so good. The action is not going to let down. I saw a review that not much was told, but apparently after that, some of the media outlets went into a personal private screening room after the actual conference and showed them the same thing again, played by, I think was it Bruce Straley? I think it was Bruce Straley. It might have been Neil Druckmann. I'm not sure. Yeah. It was one of them that played it themselves in front of this little private audience, and obviously went a different way and showed different things that you could do, and played it further than that demo.
Non-linear. by the sounds of things.
Well, that's it. It's what they call a semi-open world. So it's not an open world game, but the levels are massive, and you can go different directions and do things different ways. And they said the little bit extra that they showed blew them away. I obviously can't say what it is.
Elaborate,
because they're contractually obliged to keep their mouths shut. But someone will leak it.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my game of the year for 2016. I haven't even played it yet.
Yep.
All right, well, let's move on to the last couple. Nintendo didn't really have very much. Now, I feel like I'm the Nintendo ambassador for Aussie Games Express because I'm the only one that has the consoles.
Other than Nick.
Well, yeah, that's right. But
he just doesn't play it.
Well, he doesn't play it.
Like his Xbox.
But they announced Star Fox Zero, which is...
That looked cool.
Yeah, that's the most exciting thing for me. So I'll be looking forward to doing a barrel roll when that finally comes out late this year.
Just do a compilation video for YouTube. Do a barrel roll, Luke!
Yeah, well, the video they showed, it was really cool during it at the end. Not because it had anything to do with the video, but at the very end, they had that. Do a barrel roll! Which was satisfying for fans. So that's coming out at the end of this year for the Wii U. And also, not announced or anything like that, but early on the E3, they had the Nintendo...
Super Mario Creator.
Well, they did have a little bit on that, but they had their championship, and they played a bit of Splatoon.
Yeah, I missed that. I picked up from about the second game, I think, and then watched Smash Brothers, and yeah.
I have to go buy Splatoon now because
you do.
I want to play that with my daughter and my wife. That looks like a really fun family friend game.
It does look cool. I have seen a bit about it.
Yeah, so I'll go and get that soon. Actually, I might go later today. But the rest of Nintendo's just wasn't that amazing to me. Nothing that I would really play. Like they had Triforce Heroes, which is a co-op 3DS game. It looked like Magica with all the different coloured links. Metroid Prime for the 3DS, Animal Crossing's coming to Wii U, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam for next year, and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. So there's a tennis game for the Wii U coming. So nothing too fancy there, but a couple of really cool things for Nintendo advocates. Moving on, coming to a close, we've got Just Cause 3. We had a little bit of information about that.
How good does it look?
That does look amazing.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's coming this year, so...
I know.
I think it's a worldwide release, 1st of December 2015, so...
Nice.
That is going to be nothing more than what they tell you it's going to be. It's going to be explosions, grapple hooks, and that's it.
It's a destructive sandbox.
That's it. Just do whatever you want. As the developers have said before, look, it's got a story, but whatever.
Yeah.
Play the story if you want, but we know that's not why you're buying it. So we know that Rico is going to be the playable character from the previous games. It's going to be an updated grapple hook.
And a wingsuit.
Hey, and a wingsuit. Yes, there's going to be a wingsuit, which looks like it's very, very user-friendly.
Yeah, well, I remember with Just Cause 2, the trick was to try and stay in the air for as long as you possibly could to get from one place to another, because it's obviously quicker to fly around on your own parachute and everything.
Yeah, so you could punch out a parachute and use your grapple hook to gain speed.
Cars and stuff, yeah, and you could...
Yeah. Or you could just grab the ground and pull yourself forward. It was really cool. Now it's going to have multiple tethers that you can manually retract.
Yeah, so you can pull shit together and hook shit up. And, oh, man, this is going to make for some fucking funny videos.
I don't know, when are we going to play all these games? Got
to book out of life, I think. We just got to take a holiday from life.
Yeah, I need to win the lotto. But so Just Cause 3 looks absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Land, sea, air vehicles, races, and online challenges. So it's all going to be like a big sort of leaderboard stuff as well, which will be really cool. Oh, all right. We can't forget Hitman.
We can't forget Hitman. It wasn't in the intro, but yeah, we didn't get much on it.
No.
Video-wise.
They didn't. It's just called Hitman?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being a reboot.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, how can you call it Hitman without being a reboot?
Yeah, I don't know. There obviously needs to be more said about that, but they showed a bit of gameplay. You're returning again as Agent 47, as it wouldn't be a Hitman game without him.
Rant.
You know what it looked like to me? It just looked like a direct sequel to the previous one, Absolution, which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's just going to have probably new ways to kill people stealthily or open bloody murder style, whatever. But it looked good. It didn't look like it was going to break any smashing new ground, but I don't really think that game needs to.
It doesn't. No, it's already done that.
Yeah, I think so. I think the format that Absolution created is a good one to stick with, and just make a new one with more and better.
Oh, because you could do each assassination 15 different ways, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of different things.
It's all about the choice, giving the freedom back to the player.
It's going to have some targets that are going to be one time only.
Yep.
So it might be, say, for example, one guy that you need to assassinate might be at this one place at 1 a.m. And if you're not there, you will never be able to kill him.
Fucking, what's his name? Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah. That's it. So never to return. So whether that will be something that is an online thing, like an online contract where, like an online event where everyone will have a chance in their own
community event is what you're
community event. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Or if it's just going to be a thing that's in the single player game, I don't know.
Hopefully you can create contracts for your friends again.
Yeah, that was good that you could do that. But I never.
You had to be a real diehard sort of Hitman fan to start creating contracts and stuff.
But it was easy to make, though.
But it's like the Snap Map. You got unlimited play.
Yeah. But the best part about it, to make the contract, all you have to do is go and do it.
Yep.
So you take your time in the game. So it's not a level creator. You just take your time, walk around, and however you kill somebody, that's how the other person you send it to has to do it. And the time it took you to do it, that's how long they have. So essentially, anything that you create can only be as hard as you are.
That's what you made it yourself, yeah.
Yeah. So that was quite good because it was easy to do. So that's coming out the 6th of December.
Yeah, another one.
So that's quite soon.
Jesus.
There'll be a PlayStation 4 exclusive beta when pre-ordered. And also PlayStation 4 will get six extra contracts that are exclusive when released. More of that exclusivity that you're not happy with.
See, I don't like it. And it's coming to me. It's available to me, readily available, because I don't have an Xbox. But I still don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I'm not just a fascist, and I don't just take the piss out of Microsoft to be full of malice. It's more jest than anything. But why have these things? You know, all it does is create resentment.
Yeah, but it's
business, of course.
It's business. That's a good explanation. It is business, and it's
business. Yeah, money talks, bullshit walks.
All right. Well, let's quickly wrap this up. That's all I've got. Do you have any quick notes about anything that you want to mention?
Only for the fact that I am quite humbled and feel quite privileged to be able to do this with you this year. And we miss Thorncliff, and also partake in the conferences together. It's been a giant stepping stone in my experiences when it comes to exterior gaming, if you will.
Yes, well, look, it's been a pleasure sharing all of the E3 experience with all of my Aussie Gamers Express guys. It's a pleasure to do this podcast with you once again. It is unfortunate that Sean can't be with us, but for good reason.
But for the most positive of reasons, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely, and we'll definitely get his thoughts into this podcast within some. You may have already heard it. I don't know. It's something that
we'll work it out. Just leave it with us.
Yeah,
we got this.
So I also want to give a special mention to Ben Martin. He has emailed me through a whole list of trivia questions on the E3 experience. So you, Red, and Sean for next week, you guys are going to have to... Red, you got a bit of a heads up because you've done the podcast and we've covered all the stuff from
that
E3.
I hacked your email account.
What?
That and I hacked your email account.
Oh, right. Well, we know that if you get questions right and you win, you've cheated.
Yeah, red dong.
So yeah, thank you very much. We don't have time, and obviously it'll only be one person answering if we run the questions this week. So next week, when we've got everybody up and running, we'll get those questions out. Thanks to Ben Martin. So cheers for sending them through. We really appreciate that. You're an absolute legend. And just a preview, just quickly for next week's show, we'll be back to the normal format, and we'll be having those E3 questions. We're going to have a review for Elder Scrolls Online.
Yep.
We're going to have a review for Army Krog, which is a Steam early access game, which hasn't actually been finished the development yet, but we'll have a chance to play that now. And also Lego Jurassic World review.
Yeah, and the announcement of the team that was primarily part of our Platinum Clan Division win too, so stick around for that.
Yes, we will have to cover that, because that was...
epic!
That was epic. That was
really... bucket list shit, that was.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot for next week's show and be back to normal, like I said. Anything else, Red, before we finish up?
No, mate, just a big thank you and ring.
Hey Aussie Gamers, Thorncliff here. You'll notice this week I won't be joining the show as I've just had the birth of my new little baby boy, James. So what I thought was I do in my own little dad edition of the show for this week, as I can't join you. So I'll tell you a little bit about what's been going on this week with me. We did the COD Clan Wars this last weekend, in first one up in Platinum Division that we actually won. So really great effort by all the boys out there. All the admins had a go. There was a heap of guys from the page on having a crack, and we really took it to them this time. And I thank you all for coming in and giving a really good, strong go. And it was really good. It's really appreciated from all of us here at the AGE team. Next up, I got my hands on the new Lego Jurassic Park world. Now, what you're all probably thinking is, oh, here we go, another platinum for Sean. But yes, that probably is correct. But I really like and encourage everybody out there to go out and get this game. It is phenomenal. If you're a big fan of Jurassic Park, a big fan of dinosaurs, then I really recommend for you guys to go out and get this. Next, I've just been playing a bit of Trials Fusion, just in between games of COD, and when I need a little bit of break and all that kind of stuff. Still horrible at it. Second to LewkOne on many of the tracks as usual. I really don't see myself getting anywhere near him on a few of them. He's really smashing it out. Next up, we have a news section quickly done by me. We had E3 this week, which was absolutely amazing. I really loved a lot of the shows that were going on there. Bethesda with Doom and Fallout 4, like really crazy. And the new app for iOS, the Fallout Shelter, I've been playing that a heap. In that there, I've got a really suave dude called Scribe Rothschild, who's been going around banging all the chicks and getting them pregnant. So probably by the end of the time that I finish playing this game, more mutants will be living in my vault rather than outside my vault from all the inbreeding that's happening. But for me, who won E3 this year was Microsoft. And what I really don't understand is, Microsoft, why the hell didn't you do this presentation 2 years ago? You would have got my pre-order for an Xbox One, and I really think that it might have been over the PS4 with what it had to show there this year. New Gears of War game, the Gears of War 1 getting remastered, that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I was really big fan of that. And then there's the backwards compatibility, like, wow, I really can't wait to jump on and start through playing all my Fable and a lot of the other games again. That's really going to be a lot of fun. Next up, we had Ubisoft, and my biggest surprise was the South Park Fractured But Whole. That is going to be absolutely awesome. I was a big fan of the Stick of Truth and love the series and the way that it's heading with the superheroes and all that kind of stuff. Professor Chaos, General Disarray, the Coon and Friends, Mintberry Crunch, they're all going to be there, and it's all going to be really good, really awesome. Got a new Mass Effect coming out, that's great, but what stole the show over at EA was Battlefront. That is, gave me tingles watching it. It really looked awesome. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Then we went on to Sony. No Man's Sky looks great. Destiny's got the new expansion coming out, and the big news out of Sony was that Black Ops 3 now is going to have the exclusive rights to the map, so that's going to be really, really cool. Uncharted 4, what can I say? I really can't wait for this. And then your Nintendo with the new Star Fox, Metroid, Mario Maker, Square Enix with their Just Cause 3, a new Hitman game that's going to be phenomenal. Really can't wait for that either. So there's my little bits of news for the week. We'll move on to quickly into a What's That Sound. So here it is for this week. So yeah, that there, I'll give you a quick hint. That's probably what I'm going to be hearing every night for the next 18 months or so. So if you've got an answer to What's That Sound, send it in to me. We'll have a listen, and you might get yourself a free game out there. I'll do a quick shout for this week. This is usually Red's section here, but I'm going to do a little one here. My shout out this week goes to Red for all his awesome efforts for the Clan War this weekend. He did a great job in getting everybody together, everybody pumped up, everyone fired up. Yeah, we did a big push on the Saturday for the team deathmatch, the hardcore team deathmatch and the normal. Clocked up 47 wins that day. It was really, really great effort by everyone else. Next shout out I want to do is to LewkOne for his great coverage of the E3 this year. He did it through aussiegamerstv.com up on our blog. Great amount of information, a heap of work went into it. I think that Luke only got about 4 or 5 hours sleep over the 2 days of E3 with all the press conferences of that, and it's notable with the effort that he's put in over here for the blog. So my shout outs to Red and to LewkOne this week for their great efforts that they've put in and really, really pumping up the team. So great work, guys. Yeah, well, that there will bring it to the end of my show for the week. I'll hand you over to the capable hands of LewkOne and Red, who no doubt are going to produce a fantastic show for you guys with our E3 special with all the games. They'll have all the information on there, and I really can't wait to listen through. It's always great to have a listen of the show when you're not involved. So thanks again, guys, and I really, really appreciate you all and all the efforts that you've put in. Cheers.
All right, we've finished this week's show, so now take the time to head over to our Facebook page and give the Aussie Gamers page a like. Just search for us on Aussie Gamers, search for us by typing in Aussie Gamers Express into your Facebook page and give us a like. That'll help us out a bit. And if you want to subscribe to this podcast, please do so using iTunes, Stitcher or TuneIn Radio. Stitcher's probably the best way to do it. TuneIn's not too bad as well. Search for Aussie Gamers Express on there. If you'd like to hit up the Twitter and tweet your life away, follow us at Aussie Gamers 12 on there, or just search us up. All of our updates come through there. I haven't done this outro in so long. Sean normally does it. Way out of touch. We stream quite a fair bit. Red does a lot of coverage, and Repromir's doing a fair bit lately as well. Some streaming on Twitch. Just find us at Aussie Gamers TV on twitch.tv. And we've also got snail mail at PO Box 130, Cranebrook, New South Wales, Australia. And I've probably forgotten some things in the outro because, like I said, that's Sean's thing.
Oh, yeah. We'll just let Sean have another little one-up next week when you...
Yeah, that's it. You can laugh at me. Tell me what I missed.
Like you did to me the week before when I held the fucking... the podcast, just laugh at me. Oh, you missed this? Yep.
You missed half the intro that you wrote, and also, What's That Sound?
Yep.
But yeah, we'll have What's That Sound back next week. Shout and Not So Frequently Asked Questions will be back as well. So next week's show will be feature-packed, and we're looking forward to it. See you then. I've been LewkOne.
And I've been Red.
And Thorncliff is a legend. Thank you very much.
Come and get it.
Bye.